Rugby football and association football in England were very similar up to 1871. In that year, the Rugby Football Union was formed to codify a set of laws that would make rugby distinct from soccer. Two of the major changes were reducing the number of players from 21 on each side to 15. The second change was to outlaw hacking, or kicking at the shins. By 1875, most football clubs playing rugby adopted these rule changes. The result was a more definite separation between forwards and backs and the role that each played. How this might have looked in 1875 is pictured here. By the mid-19th century, a melange of rugby and soccer was played in the U.S. In fact, the first so-called football game played in America between Rutgers and Princeton in 1861 was really a soccer match. Rutgers won 4-6. It was not until the mid-1870s that the newly formed Intercollegiate Association adopted the English rugby laws and called it football. As rugby football spread among the colleges on the East Coast, changes began to evolve in order to make the game more exciting. One change was to legalize blocking, but more changes were on the horizon. In the 1880s, two distinct rule changes were introduced into collegiate rugby football that would forever change the game. Both were introduced by Walter Camp, then the coach at Yale University. The first big change was to give each side guaranteed possession of the ball for 3 downs. If one side moved the ball 5 yards or more, they then retained possession. If not, they had to surrender the ball. They could also kick to touch on the 3rd down. This is one reason why football fields are divided up into 5-yard intervals. The second rule change was to reduce the players from 15 to 11. How this was to be divided up between forwards and backs was not clear. During the next several years, it evolved into 7 forwards and 4 backs. By combining these two rule changes, a pack of forwards became a line of forwards with the hooker now the center of that line. And since guaranteed possession essentially eliminated the scrum half became known as the quarterback, since he was positioned halfway between the line and the halfbacks. The outcome of these rule changes over a 20-year span resulted in a truly new type of football game, gridiron football. Set plays and new strategies evolved, and this required more and more blocking. Padding and helmets were needed to protect the players. The game took a more violent form. It was not until 1905, with legalization of the forward pass, that play settled down.